It was a dark and sorrowful night for Bola. In her years on earth, her stepfather had never come close to her or smiled at her or even touched her for once, and the first time he comes close was to hurt her in this way. Many years ago, in the distant village of Odeda, lived a young lady in her mid-20s named Inyuade. She was the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Akin of Odeda village. She was a single mother with a daughter named Bola, and they are both living with her parents in Odeda. Inyuade, after her secondary school, had a boyfriend who impregnated her and disappeared upon hearing the news of Inyuade's pregnancy. She was left to take care of her child as a single parent. With the help of her parents, single parenthood was quite easy. However, Inyuade could not further her education as she was left to take care of her baby. As years passed, Inyuade desired companionship and was worried if any man could marry her as a single mother. Several men she encountered left her after hearing that she had a child. To Inyuade, seemed no man could ever love or marry her. One day, she met a guy named Dare in his mid-30s in the market, while her mother sent her an errand. It was love at first sight for Dare. They exchanged pleasantries and Dare escorted Inyuade back home, chatting and getting to know each other. Dare would visit Inyuade in her home and they fell deeply for each other. But there is one thing, Inyuade has not told Dare about her daughter. And one day, Inyuade summoned courage, saying to herself, "What will be, will be." She told Dare about her daughter. Dare was sad and short of words. Dare, speechless, went home. He had vowed he could never marry a single mother. "I love Inyuade, and she loves me too. Can our daughter be an obstacle to our love? No. I will tell her to keep her daughter with her parents if she wants us to get married." He knew Inyuade would accept, knowing she was desperate for marriage. The following day, Dare told Inyuade about his thoughts, and without argument, Inyuade accepted. Inyuade and Dare got married and had a daughter together. They named their daughter Ife. Bola was 3 years older than Ife. While Bola was staying with her grandparents, one day, thief came into their house, packed all their belongings, and killed Grandpa and Grandma. Bola screamed for help, but no one came out. The news soon reached Inyuade. She was devastated and left in sorrows and confusion. Where am I going to keep Bola? She asked herself. Is she not going to bring confusion in my happy marriage? Inyuade begged Dare to allow Bola come and stay with them. Hell let loose, as Dare said, "I can't allow bastard to live in my house. Better look for another place to put that your bastard child." Well, after so much pleading, Dare allowed Inyuade to bring Bola to his house, but the difference was clear. He was always cold and upset with her. She was treated differently. She was not allowed to eat in the same plate with Ife. She was treated like a housemaid. Ife was not allowed to play with her. What Inyuade and Dare focused on was Ife. A part of Inyuade's mind also thinks Bola was a child of pain to her. Ife was the only child between Inyuade and Dare. She was the pride of her father, and she was well behaved and also reminded by her mother to be of her best behavior and not bring shame to herself and the family. While Inyuade was strict and monitored her closely, her father, Dare, was very soft with her. He saw no wrong in her at all and was always quick to give her whatever she wanted. He had great plans for her and wanted her to be a medical doctor in the big city when she grows up. Yesterday was 12 years old when she finished secondary school. Her education was fast because she was brilliant and got double promotion 4 times. And her father was already making plans for her to get admission into the university. He was already saving up some money to that effect and would even sell his properties to make sure his daughter went to the university. Ife, on her part, was an intelligent and well-behaved girl, who worked towards the big dream also and wanted to make her father proud. She had a friend named Joba, who was also a boy within her age brackets. They had both finished secondary school, and while Ife wanted to study medicine, Joba wanted to study law. However, Joba had an auntie abroad who had promised to help him study abroad, and he was hopeful towards that. Inyuade had noticed the closeness between Ife and Joba, and she felt uncomfortable with it. She believed that a boy and a girl should not be friends because even though they had no ulterior plans themselves, their bodies could betray them one day. She told Ife, "My lovely child, the pride of her father, our future medical doctor, I know you are smart and not wayward. You have always made I and your father proud, and we are happy to have you as our child. However, there is something I must bring to your attention. It is about your friendship with Joba. I know he's just your good friend with no strings attached, but you have to be careful. You are not a child anymore, and you can easily get pregnant if you don't shield yourself. I want you to reduce your closeness with Joba. If you want to meet him, make sure you are outside. On no account must you stay with him indoors. Please, my daughter, may we not be unfortunate." Ife understood her mother and promised to obey her. Months later, Joba had finally received the good news of his admission abroad from his auntie. He was very overjoyed and went to share the good news with Ife. She was also happy for him that his dream of becoming a lawyer is becoming real. But then she remembered something. "Joba, so you'll be going abroad and I won't see you again," Ife said sadly. Joba felt something in his heart and he assured her, "Ife, I'm just going for my studies, and you know this is for the best. I wish we can study together over there, but notwithstanding, I will surely come back, and when I do, it will be massive. By then, you would already be a medical doctor, while I would be a lawyer too," Joba said. The two teenagers could feel each other's hearts racing, and gradually their emotions started to rise. They were sitting in front of Ife's house at this time, but since Ife's mother has gone out and the house was empty, they proceeded to go into the house, allowing their emotions lead them. From what started with a kiss, they got enveloped and ended up exchanging their bodies, souls and spirits. Few days later, Joba traveled out and Ife was miserable. Joba was her only friend, and she has grown so fond of him that it was hard for her to live normally without him. Inyuade noticed her daughter's change in mood and her general attitude towards things ever since Joba traveled out, and she could not help but be relieved that the boy traveled out, because it was obvious that her daughter was already catching deep feelings for him. She knew Ife would soon get over him with time. However, weeks passed, but Ife did not get over Joba. She would always remain indoor and lost her natural liveliness. She had also lost her appetite towards foods. Inyuade found it strange and was getting irritated by her daughter's behavior that fateful day. She decided that she was going to end whatever Ife had with Joba that was making her lose her taste for life. She then went into Ife's room only to find her shivering on the bed. She touched her head and it was hot. Filled with shock and fear, Inyuade quickly rushed Ife to the hospital. Dare was not at home that morning as he had gone out earlier for his business. Ife was attended to by the doctor, but after conducting some tests, the doctor told Inyuade that nothing serious was wrong with Ife, as it was just early pregnancy symptoms. Inyuade seemed not to hear the doctor clearly and asked the doctor to repeat himself. "Madam, your daughter is pregnant, and she needs extra care and nutrition now." Inyuade heard that loud and clear this time around, but it dropped like a bomb in her heart. She turned to look at Ife, who was already crying at this point. Still did not believe it and took Ife to another hospital. It was then that the reality dawned on her. Her golden daughter had eaten the forbidden fruit. Inyuade quietly went home, not being able to say a word to Ife who followed her slowly behind. They got home and Inyuade still could not recover from the shock to bring herself to rehab. She dropped the pregnancy report booklet on the center table in the living room, while Ife knelt down by a corner crying and wiggling her hands. Dare returned home at that point filled with excitement and triumph because he had gotten the news that he had been given admission to study medicine at the Federal University. As he entered into the house with excitement, his excitement faded into suspicion and curiosity as he saw his wife sitting looking lost and lifeless, while his daughter knelt down at a corner crying like someone who had been caught stealing. Inyuade, what is the matter? Are you